Hi, it's Suzanne from Bridal Beauty Associates, today with our lovely model Samantha, and I'm going to be demonstrating a smoky bronze and purple eye that would be beautiful for any fall bride who wants to add in a little bit of color. And with the bronze, smoky, and purple, all things are really on trend for makeup this fall. So these are some great tricks to incorporate that into your wedding day look. Okay, now that I've primed her skin, I'm going to go in and airbrush her foundation. Next, I'm going to go in with Smashbox Halo Powder. I'm going to use Fair on her because she's a little bit on the lighter side, and light I find tends to be just a little bit too dark. I'll go back in with some bronzing powder if I really need to darken her up in any areas, if I find this is too light. Since I've worked with Samantha before, light works really well for her. I'm going to use the Smashbox Contour Kit, and I'm going to use this bronzing color right there in the center. And again, I'm going to use that same bronzing brush from Sonny Kashuk. I kind of just tap it in the color, tap any excess onto the mirror. I have a habit of doing that. Some people tap the excess off, but I figure if I can tap it on in the mirror and keep maybe a little bit of it there, I can go back and pick some of that back up later if I need it, and I'm not wasting product. Now I'm just starting at the back of the cheekbone in kind of a C shape back here. And again on the other side, same thing. I like to use bronzer in the frame of the face and the outside edges rather than just dusting it on the high points like some people do. I like to use it almost more like a contour. And by darkening the outside frame of the face, it brightens up the inside center, and it kind of just contours it a little bit while you're adding that bronzy kind of color. I love this kit by Smashbox because it comes with this little contouring brush. It's beautiful, it's angled, it's nice and small. So I'm going to just dip it in that darker shade, and again I'm going to tap the excess off on my mirror so I'm not wasting. And I'm just going to start at the back, right underneath that cheekbone, and just swipe a little bit forward. I'm going to take the highlighting shade now, here, again with that same brush, tap off my excess, and just dust it right at the back top part of the cheekbone. I don't want to use anything too shimmery, because we're going to use a shimmering bronze shade for the eye. And again, you could do this step later if you wanted to, in case you get any makeup there and you gotta wipe it off. But I'm just doing it right now since I have this set out. The next step into her basic face application is going to be her brows. Personally, I like using a liquid product for the brows versus a powder or a pencil. I love the Temp to Air Brow. Instead of airbrushing it on, I like to hand apply it with a brush. And the brush that I like to use is this one here. It's by Crown Brush. It's their eyebrow brush. It's the one with the black handle. I don't know what the product number is. I'll try and include it in the notes section below for you, along with a link. But I pour just a little bit into the cap, a few little drops, dip my brush in, and then I'm just going to stroke it through. Instead of trying to really draw the brows on, she just needs just a little bit of filling in. I'm not a big fan of like really heavily shaped brows. I think it just looks too fake. I think everybody could use just a little bit of filling in. What I really like about the liquid is because with light strokes, it's more of clinging to the hair. So it's almost like it's tinting the hair just a little bit versus filling it in. And I think it just gives it a more natural look. It gives it that shadow and that density by creating a little bit of a darker hair, and then some product is going to make it onto the skin, so it is going to fill in any little gaps. So I took a little bit of the Air Whipped Cheek Color by Smashbox and Dusty Rose and applied it to the cheekbone with my fingertip at the front of the cheekbone, right in the apple. And do the same thing on this side and blended it back with my fingertip. Now for the second step, I'm going to apply some powder blush. And now applying a cream cheek color before applying a powder blush is going to be the way to really extend the life of your blush throughout the day. So first you apply the cheek color in the cream, and then I'm going to apply a blush that's a powder blush. This one is by Mud Makeup Designery. It's this color here. It's called Berry. It's one of my favorite colors for brides because it's a really soft pink. And then I'm just going to use the Travel Angled Blush Brush from Smashbox. And again, I'm going to start at the apples of the cheek and work my way back, layering that powder blush on top of the cream cheek color will make it last all day and kind of intensify the color a little bit. Okay, the next step in creating our fall bridal look with the bronze smoky eye with purple accent is going to be the eye makeup. So we're going to start our eye shadow application with some primer. One of my favorites is Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And we're going to apply that all over the lid. I like to use my fingertips. Some people use a brush, whichever works for you. And what this is going to do is it's going to grip the eyeshadow, hold it in place all day. It'll keep it from creasing up. It'll keep it from wearing off with sweat because you're going to be dancing on your wedding day. Or if it's, you know, a long day at work, it's going to keep it in place all day as well. So the base for this eye makeup look is going to be this purple cream color. It's the Color Tattoo by Eye Studio eyeshadow in number 20, Painted Purple by Maybelline. And it's this really gorgeous, gorgeous blue-based purple. And that's really going to play up these pretty blue eyes of hers. So I'm going to take the Smashbox shadow liner brush with this little blunt dome tip, and I'm going to just dip it into my product here. This is a brand new product, and I'm not going to be double dipping. So if you're a makeup artist and you're applying this look on somebody else, obviously you'd take it out of the container with a little spatula, but for the very first time, it's a clean brush, new product. I'm just going to dip it straight in right now and pull out the product that I need. Tap off any excess in the back of my hand here so I have a nice smooth working surface of makeup on the tip. Sometimes when you dip into a cream product, it can cling to a couple of brushes and you go to stick it on and then you have trouble blending. So I'm going to start right along the lash line on the outside corner of her eye. And I'm going to just apply right along the lash line here. And then in a bit of a V shape in this outside corner. Now for the bronze part, I'm going to use another new product by Smashbox. It's their fall palette, their Muse palette. And it's their photo op formula of the eyeshadows, which are really nice and pigmented. And I'm going to use this top color here in the far left corner. I thought it had the colors in the back of the palette. So I don't know what color it is right now. I want to say Russet because I watched one of the videos and I think that's what Lori called it. Otherwise, I'll just put it in the notes below. And I'm going to start in the inside corner here, and I'm going to pat this color on. And I'm going to overlap it over this purple here. Bring it all the way up through that crease. And again, I'm going to press it just a little bit over that purple on the outside corner. Okay, open your eyes and look up for me. I'm going to take that bronze color and I'm going to sweep it along the bottom lash line as well. And you can see when I was applying it a little bit, kind of that purple got down in this outside corner here too, and that's fine. Doesn't have to be super neat. Now I'm going to take a brush by Royal & Langnickel. It's their smudger brush BPBE207, and it's this little tiny dome tip brush, and I'm going to apply this shade, or I should hold it in the same orientation. This shade, this real matte bone kind of color, and I'm going to apply it right up underneath the brow bone here, right above that crease. I just want to really soften up that line between that bronzy shade and the brows. So I applied it in the highest point of the brow here, and then just smoothed it all along the bottom of the brow. And then I'm going to apply just a little bit on the inside corner too, just to smooth out that edge of bronze here. That was a little much. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take this kind of shimmery champagne kind of color, a little bit of gold to it maybe, and open your eyes and look up. And I'm just going to apply it right along that tear duct and along that inside bottom corner here. Just want to brighten that area up. Okay, close your eyes. A little bit right there. Okay. So now we have the majority of our eyeshadow on. We can see a little bit of that purple color kind of peeking through the bronze, a little bit of the bronze in the under eye area, a little bit of that golden champagne color to kind of highlight the inside corner of the eyes there. Now we're going to go in with our liner, really define the rest of the eye, and then go in with our mascara. Now there's two different ways you can go for the eyeliner. You can add some more of that cool blue base purple color. This is the 24/7 eye pencil by Decay. See if that'll... No, it doesn't want to focus. It likes her better. There we go. Now that I covered her eyes, it doesn't see a face. So it's called Ransom. It's this really gorgeous blue base purple, really similar to that base eyeshadow color. So you can go in and you can intensify that purple along the lash line if you want to. But for this look, I'm going to use one of the Urban Decay 24/7 pencils in Bourbon. It's this really beautiful bronze color. I'm going to go right in along the lash line here. I really love these liners because they are so super waterproof. I brought them on vacation with me to Hawaii last Christmas. And if you don't know anything about Hawaii, the Big Island, in December, it is rainy season. look up for me. At least on the wet side of the island where we were staying north of Hilo Town. So it was rainy and humid. So having a waterproof eyeliner was awesome. And this stuff stayed on all day. Actually, Bourbon was the one that I brought with me because I love this color so much. It's gorgeous on everybody. So, as you can see, I did the top line and the bottom line because we are going with a smoky look. Open your eyes and look that way. And same thing the other way. Make sure I get that inside part there. For mascara, I'm going to use the Smashbox Full Exposure. It's their black one called Jet Black. It's got a really big head to it, so it might be a little bit difficult to kind of get used to. You can see, I guess, in comparison how big it is. It's like the size of her entire eye. I'm not going to be using that since I'm going to be using disposables, but you can kind of see the difference between how huge it is. Myself, using it on my own eye, I find the really big ones are sometimes tricky to get used to, but they add a lot of volume and they're really, really awesome. So don't get discouraged if you're like me and it's you don't get it perfect on the first shot. Close your eyes for me. But I'm going in with the mascara. The color I like is by Auraline. It's a mineral line, it's a wholesale line. Not sure where you can find it retail. I'll try and find the link for you somewhere, but I buy it at the makeup show. It's one of their like lip treatment sticks. So it's not a really heavily pigmented lip color, and it's got some moisturizing properties to it. And the color that I use for brides is called Veil, which I think is appropriate. And I'm just applying it directly from the stick, and then I'll go ahead and sanitize that afterwards. So all you germaphobes out there, don't freak out. I'm a germaphobe too, so one of the reasons why it comes to my form line to mention everything is nice and clean. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of gloss in the center and her look will be finished. And this is our look, ladies and gentlemen, whoever happens to be watching. It is our bronze and purple smoky eye for a fall bride. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.